Podcast. This is Scott Tousignant along with Bryan Krahn. Today we're going to be talking about why we stopped writing workout programs a while ago and why we think you should stop following workout plans. Probably not what you're thinking. Workout programs are great in general. They're all part of everything that we do, but it's how you piece them together, how they fit into the big picture that's where the magic happens. And I think so many people, I think one of the big issues that we see out there are people program hopping, jumping from plan to plan. I'll take this plan from this person, this plan from another person. I'll just go online and go on a free website or free YouTube video and grab a plan here, grab a plan there. And a lot of times, like even when I'm in the beginning, years ago when I was writing plans for people, that's exactly what I was doing. Just, all right, here's a different plan, and it was all about variety for them. It's like they love to change, they love learning new techniques, new strategies, but I realized after time that I was really kind of feeding a beast there. It's like the more variety I gave them, the more they were expecting, and each plan had to be like way crazy different than the next. And it's something that I think you and I have both learned over the years that it's good. I mean, change is great, variety is great, but there's got to be some strategy behind it.
Yeah, well, actually, the main reason I've stopped writing workouts is because I did frickin' 38 of them last week. I can't even see straight anymore. I don't want to even see the word sets, reps, anything. I'm just done with it. No. But no, you're very good. Well, actually, we're kind of playing in semantics here because neither Scott nor I like doing like one-off workouts.
Oh, here comes the dogs. Oh, Royal Rumble.
The dogs. Right in the middle of my flow. Maverick and Goose. Or I guess there's obviously an intruder. They're taking care of me.
Plans are good.
Anyway, standalone workouts are just not an effective way to do things because it's just as you put in your product content lately. It's like a snapshot. It's like a moment in time, and what you have to consider is where the person or client has been, and ideally where they want to go, and how you'll kind of progress accordingly. And otherwise, you're just bouncing from program to program. That's just not an effective way to do things. It'll work, quotes, but it's so much better, especially if someone's a little bit more advanced, if you are planning out how you're going to adjust volume and intensity over a much longer period of time. Ergo, individual workout programs just aren't an effective way to do that.
Right. So what we prefer to do is building a system. So not only based on goals, but lifestyle as well. Because when people they're just hopping from one program to the next, one plan to the next, a lot of times they're looking for something harder. What's going to be tougher than last time? What new technique is going to kill me here? And you get to a point where burnout is a real deal. If everything is, you're just always looking for higher volume, more stuff to punish you, more stuff to beat you up. You're gonna eventually, as fun as it is in that short term, eventually run into some problems. So it's really good to look at the bigger picture and kind of plan those higher volume times along with the lower volume times, and looking at your lifestyle in general as well. When are stressful times during your life, during the year, where a high volume plan is probably just going to run you into the ground? And so just kind of planning things around lifestyle and your goals.
Yeah, exactly. Because, I mean, really anybody can jump on the internet and find some hellacious, leg training program, and slap it together. And then in 4 to 6 weeks, they can go and find some equally hellacious chest and back or whatever. But that's such myopic programming. And again, everything works to a degree, but a much more nuanced kind of I guess the word would be holistic, all-encompassing approach works so much better when you actually consider what you're emphasizing and how you're emphasizing it and what you're doing with the rest of the body and what you're going to do next. And it's a much more of a, it's like planning a road trip. Mm-hmm. You got all your stops planned and how you're going to adjust things. And yeah, it's it's a lot more work, mind you, but it's a lot more fulfilling.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. That's well put there. And a lot of this just comes from experience as well. Like when programming for yourself, I just started a fat loss phase. I know how I typically respond in a fat loss phase. I know that towards the end, I like higher volume, but a lot of that volume coming from isolation exercises and different techniques that aren't so demanding on my joints. And I like to I'll start off with moderate rep ranges, then I like to kind of towards the end hit the higher rep ranges and decrease the rest. I don't want to be in the gym as long, beat myself up. So kind of knowing that about myself, it's really great to kind of think ahead. All right, I'm at a 12-week fat loss phase. How I'm going to plan out rep ranges that I'm going to be hitting, rest periods that I'm going to be hitting, and exercise techniques along the way. How I'm going to be changing it.
Yeah, definitely. Because it's very easy just to try to throw way too much mud at the wall. And frankly, even if it just doesn't work optimally, especially if someone's in a fat loss context, then you have to kind of like be a lot more conservative with the tricks you play with and work on other things. And all this kind of takes, and I'm glad you brought up lifestyle, because then you have to look at the big picture. Like, where's this person in life? Like, where are they? Are they doing a bunch of traveling? Are they, are they slammed with work? Are they whatever? All these things kind of have to go into the mix, and it just makes the program so much more efficient.
Yeah, for sure. That's kind of I really looked at like this fat loss phase that I'm in right now, 12-week phase. This was planned ahead of time, knowing that these next 12 weeks are pretty low key for me. They're low stress times in my life. I can handle a cut, and it won't run me into the ground, and I can kind of challenge my body and push my body in the right ways. But one thing I also know about myself is I'm a creature of habit, and change is good, but too much change can really fuck with me. So if I was to go online, like find this person's fat loss workout, follow that for a month, follow another one, that fat burning program, and see how my body does. It's going to be too much different things all at once. I like structure. And right now I'm kind of planning to follow the exact same split, just making subtle little adjustments along the way, and it's trying to keep things as simple and clear and just less stressful on myself as well. Certainly planning out ahead of time is having a plan for it. It decreases the stress to begin with, but having it all mapped out for me has been good for me.
Oh, totally. I mean, I think that's when a program is really delivering. It's like, you're making consistent improvements in strength or reps, whatever, week over week, and maybe it starts to plateau a little bit, and you make just a subtle change. Maybe you drop the rep range, or you change the angle of the bench or something, or even something as subtle as like changing the order of the exercises.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It can have I don't want to say huge. It can have a large, pretty dramatic effect on, and just it just shakes things up just enough. But what do people do? So they turn it upside down and they get rid of all the exercises and they, or whatever, or they jump to something completely different, and then they're always in that new stage. It's like when they have a new partner and they're just enjoying the novelty, but,
right.
There's benefits to that, I guess, but it's neither here nor there. But man, if you can just progress things and kind of keep that, keep things very, very similar but just slightly different, I think that's when you really make progress, because you're not always in that week one shock phase,
right? Where
you're like, okay, power cleans. How do I do these again? It'll take you take months to master that lift.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so, I just mentioned fat loss, but same goes for muscle building. Like having a solid plan ahead of time. How long are you committing to a muscle building phase? What body parts are you going to be trying to bring up? Are you going to, if you're doing so, you got to bring down the volume of the other body parts, and how are you going to manipulate your training with in that regards? Where are you going to need to? You're going to be stepping it up, and then when do you figure you're going to have to dial it back in order to lower volume but change the intensities and stuff? There's so many different ways to kind of map out a solid muscle building phase to to have a strategic impact on bringing up those areas that you really want to bring up as well.
Absolutely, man. So just say no to workout programs.
Look for systems. So yeah, don't just download 4-week plans here and there. You want to follow something that's going to suit your goal. If you're in fat loss mode right now and you know it's going to be a 12, 16 week or even longer phase, get a system in place to help you track that course, to help you progress in different ways along there. Same thing goes for muscle building phases. So roll with that. Hope you enjoy this footage. One little heads up, at the end of this month, we will be opening up the doors to the Physique Mastery movement. I believe it is January 30th that we'll be opening the doors. So keep an eye out for that. We've had it closed for over a month now, and we're going to open it up for a short term and then close it down for a few months after that. So keep an eye open for that. Again, that's a great solid way to have... We've got our plans mapped out for months ahead of time right now. We know the direction that we're going with that group coaching plan that we have in place there. So be on the lookout for that. Next time, we're going to be talking about mastery. Our program here at podcast is the Physique Mastery Podcast. So we're going to be giving some more insights, shed some insights on what we feel mastery is and why it should be your focus in building your physique. So we'll catch you next time. Hope you enjoyed this.
See you.